I don't know, but it seems like I'm building a car to actually beat myself at the next car show here with this here Cutlass. All right, so today we're gonna go over a couple of things about the finish of the vehicle and what level of gloss and how much orange peel you wanna have in the job. So to me, each job should have its own texture and its own shine, depending on what you're going for. And to me, I like to have a little bit of peel in the job. That way you know that this was a clean paint job. A lot of times you'll go to a car show and you'll see something that's sanded and you can see a lot of the workmanship of the guy that did all the polishing, and he really didn't do that good of a job, or he just took it down and made it too flat. To me, I want to see that that paint job was actually sprayed and it came out clean, not that it was full of dirt and we sanded it all flat. So that's the way this job here is going to look when it is done. This looks like a brand new showroom finish on this job. And a lot to do is having a nice spray booth and an environment to do that. But I got a thing here that I'm going to show you guys that can save you guys a lot of time. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but this is a denim pad, and this will remove orange peel on a panel without even sanding it. So I was going over the Cutlass, checking it out, and I remembered a buddy of mine had called me and said, hey, do you still have that pad that you used to use to take out some of the texture and the orange peel without sanding it? And I said, you know what? That's a good video that I could show you guys. If you're in a bind and you don't want to sand something out and you want to buff it without sanding it and get rid of peel, this thing is going to save you a lot of time. All right, so this here is the Cutlass, and I wanted to show you guys what I mean by the level of gloss. So the body work on this thing, you guys could see, is actually laser straight on it. But what I want to do on this job is I want to have a little bit of texture in it. That way it duplicates a little bit of what it used to look like back in the old days. So to me, I want my paint job to look original, but with a real nice gloss on it with a real premium clear. So this job actually looks phenomenal right now, the way that I have this thing polished out with the 3000. So if you've seen in the earlier videos, I was telling you about how some of the older cars have runs in them. We're not going to duplicate that, but we do want to duplicate this car and make it look as OE as we can. And that's why I went ahead and polished this whole job out and got it ready to go, because I know I had told you guys that we were going to go ahead and stripe it, sand it down, and double clear the car. But I was talking with the owner and I was letting him know that to make this car look the most original that we can, we do not want to do that. We want to get this car buffed out, and then we want to apply our stripes over the top of the actual paint, because that's how these cars were done back in 1972. So if you walk up to this car and you see that the clear is over the stripes and someone tried to bury them, you can tell right away that this has been done. So we all know that this job has been done because it looks way better than any factory paint job back in 1972, but we are trying to make it look as original as we can. So we're going to be doing the stripes over the top of it, and that's why I went ahead and got it all buffed out. We have our emblems on, and we are ready to get these stripes put on here in the next video. So I don't know how much of it I'm going to actually show you guys of the stripes because I've been very busy here, but we're going to definitely show you something of it. But I wanted to talk to you guys about that and how you want to make your paint job looks. And to me, I want to have a little bit of peel, but with a beautiful gloss in it. And you guys can see it here. When you come up on this job, you obviously can tell it is a beautiful paint job and it came out nice and clean. So I want to show you guys this product here that's going to really help you guys out and save you a lot of time. All right, so we're going to be trying out the denim pad on this here Nissan Frontier tailgate. And this is an OE tailgate, and anybody in the business or anybody that's owned a Nissan knows they have quite a bit of peel, especially in their black finishes. So I'm not sure how much you guys can see of this here, but look up in the rafters and the lights and you will see a peel in it. So we're going to go ahead and mask off a section of this, and then I'll show you guys how great this denim pad works to take out peel, and also it'll take out dirt nibs if they're smaller. So let's go ahead and mask this off and let me show you how nice it works. All right, so I wanted to show you what the pad looks like. This is an actual denim pad. It looks like a pair of blue jeans, and it is a Velcro. So we're gonna go ahead and put it right on the normal Milwaukee that I use. All right, so we're gonna use the regular 3M Perfect It that I normally use when I do my first step. And we're gonna put a lot on the pad, and we wanna get this thing a little bit wet because it is a dry pad. and you want to make sure you lube it up good. That way you don't have any chance of burning anything, because it is an aggressive pad. So we lubed it up, we'll run it around, that way we don't get it slinging all over the place. And then we're gonna buff it up, and I'll show you guys how it really does a beautiful job of removing orange peel. All right, so now you guys can see it looks more like a regular old blue jean after the compound gets in it. So you guys see we went ahead and we polished it. Now we're just gonna go into our normal compounding pad and then step it out, and then we'll remove our tape and I'll show you guys the difference. All right, we just wipe it off. We'll pull our tape and I'll show you guys how much it takes out the orange peel in it. Then I'll take you over to another job and show you how nice it does for taking out nibs as well. All right, now, so this here is the section that we use the pad on, and look at how flat that is on the inside of that area there where we did the actual buffing with that pad. So I'm gonna move out now to the edge, and I'm gonna try to let you guys see the difference on the texture of it. So I don't know if you guys can see that texture there. Let me know when you guys see this in the video, but you guys can see the heavy texture on the edge of that. And now I'm gonna move back into the square. So look at that there. It takes away the orange peel without sanding it. So what I like about this pad here is when you're doing a job, and sometimes you'll get a little bit more texture in the area that you painted with the sealer in the base than you do on the end of your blend panel, because on the end, all you have is clear coat. So you have clear on clear, and you have less chance of having any texture or having as much peel on the end. So a lot of times what I would like about this here, and it's gotten me out of some binds, sometimes that material will pinch up a little bit, and you can run over it with this denim pad and actually just blend it in nice and easy and give it a nice uniform finish without having to sand it. Because a lot of times when you sand something, you'll see it and then you'll have to go further and you'll have to try to really blend it in. With this here, you kind of just finesse it in, and it kind of just melts everything in and gives it a nice look. So let me show you here another one that we're gonna try it on. All right, so this here door was blended. And anybody knows in the painting, sometimes you'll get some little dry spray on the end of your blend panels when it's real hot, especially in this Florida weather that I've been in here lately. Sometimes that overspray will land and it'll show up on the end of your blend panel. So I'm not sure how much of this you guys can see, but there's small little dirts from the blending of the metallics. So I'm gonna show you guys on this as well how nice it works to knock down that. All right, so we're just going to apply our compound as normal, and this one here will be a lot easier to buff out with this pad than that old hard clear, because this is a fresh product on this door. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just wipe it off like we normally do. And with this here pad, it just really knocks it down fast. So you can normally get rid of some of the dry overspray if you catch it early enough and you buff it, but this will give you the benefits if it is a little bit harder than normal. This ain't something you're gonna be using all the time on a day-to-day basis, but it's definitely nice to have different things when something comes out a little bit textured, or you need to get something knocked down quicker and you wanna just finesse it in and you don't wanna have to sand it. So you guys see there now, we have a nice, beautiful, clean finish. I'm not sure how much you guys can see, but it knocked it right down, and this was dried for a couple days, so it was hardened up really good. And that thing there will just knock it down, and it'll do multiple things as well as the orange peel. So, and you wanna get something knocked down quicker without having to sand it, and this really does finesse it in nicely. And anybody out there in the business that's done painting knows what I mean about sanding it, and then you have to kind of fade it in, blend it in to hide it. And this here will just knock it down kind of uniformly, and you'll move your buffing pad around and you'll blend it in, and then you'll go to your normal steps. So definitely a good little product to have in your arsenal. You guys know I like to have all different stuff for the buffers to get me out of trouble when I need to. So nobody likes buffing, but when you have different things when you need them, it definitely makes it a lot easier on it. So hope you guys got something out of this. What a good tool to have, the denim orange peel pad. So we'll see you guys on the next one.